Daniel, the man whom empires could not bend. In the twilight of Jerusalem's fall, when sacred walls burned and the songs of Zion were choked by smoke, a young man was carried away into the heart of a foreign empire. Gold vessels from the temple lay beside chains of exile, and among the captives walked one whose destiny could not be confiscated. His name was Daniel. Babylon was not merely a city, it was a system, a machinery of power, intellect, and seduction. Its towers scraped the heavens, its scholars spoke in riddles of stars, and its kings believed themselves eternal. Into this furnace of culture and control, Daniel was placed not as a visitor, but as a subject to be remade. They changed his language. They changed his education. They changed his name. But they could not change his allegiance. Before the courts ever heard his voice, before kings sought his counsel, Daniel made a decision in silence. He would not defile himself. The king's table offered luxury, but it also carried the imprint of idolatry. What appeared to be nourishment was actually negotiation, a subtle invitation to become Babylonian in soul. Daniel refused quietly. This was the first victory not in a den of lions, not before a throne, but at a table. Holiness often begins where no one is watching, and heaven answered his restraint with wisdom. When the season of testing ended, Daniel and his companions stood brighter than the scholars of the empire. Knowledge had been given to many, but understanding had been entrusted to him. He could interpret dreams, discern mysteries, and speak with clarity in a world intoxicated by illusion. Then came the night that shook a king. Nebuchadnezzar dreamed, and the dream fled from him like a shadow at dawn, leaving terror behind. He demanded that his wise men reveal both the dream and its meaning, an impossible decree that turned wisdom into a death sentence. Fear spread through the palace like fire through dry grass. But Daniel did not run. He prayed. Prayer became the bridge between impossibility and revelation. In the stillness of night, the mystery unfolded, a statue of shifting metals, kingdoms layered upon kingdoms, human power rising only to crumble. And then a stone, not cut by human hands, struck the image and filled the earth. History itself was placed into the hands of a captive. When Daniel stood before the king, he did not speak as a victim of exile, but as an ambassador of heaven. He gave glory to God before giving interpretation, establishing a principle that would echo through his life. Revelation is never for self-exaltation. Kings promoted him, empires recognized him, yet he remained unchanged. Time moved, thrones shifted. Nebuchadnezzar became dust, and Belshazzar inherited a kingdom already trembling beneath unseen judgment. In a night of arrogance, he drank from vessels stolen from the temple, turning sacred things into instruments of pride. Then the air itself split with wonder. A hand appeared, writing upon the wall letters of fire that no scholar could read. Laughter died. Music fell silent. Power trembled before a message it could not interpret. Once again, they called for Daniel. The aged prophet entered a room filled with fear, and without flattery he spoke the verdict. The kingdom had been weighed and found wanting. That very night, Babylon fell not by siege, but by decree from heaven. Empires collapse first in the invisible. Under the rule of Darius, Daniel rose yet again, his excellence impossible to ignore. But integrity attracts opposition. Those who could not match his character sought to weaponize his devotion. They crafted a law that targeted not his work, but his prayer. No petitions to any god or man except the king. It was a law designed to force a choice between survival and faithfulness. Daniel did not protest in the streets. He did not hide in fear. He went to his room, opened his window toward Jerusalem, and prayed as he had always done. Not dramatically, not defiantly, consistently. Consistency is the architecture of courage. He was arrested, accused, and cast into the lion's den, a cavern of hunger and bone, where death waited without negotiation. The stone was sealed. Darkness closed in. The growls of lions rolled through the night like distant thunder. Yet heaven does not abandon the faithful to the systems that condemn them. An angel descended into the den. Mouths were closed. Fury became stillness. Predators lay down like sentinels around a man who carried peace greater than their hunger. The den became a sanctuary, and the night became a testimony. At dawn, the king's voice broke through the silence, trembling with hope. Daniel emerged without wound or tear, untouched by the violence that had been prepared for him. Faith had turned a death sentence into a platform for the glory of God. And a decree went out across the empire. The God of Daniel is the living God, steadfast, forever. Daniel lived through multiple reigns, interpreted visions of distant futures, and saw the coming of a kingdom that would never be destroyed. He walked through exile without losing identity, through promotion without losing humility, through danger without losing devotion. He was a man who proved that holiness and influence can dwell in the same life.